Hello, mamas. Today I'm going to talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a very long time, something that's bugging me for a very long time, and that I don't see a lot of people talking about. It is how disabled people are treated on TikTok, both by TikTok itself as a platform and by everyone that has a TikTok account. It's disgusting what I've found. It is horrible, and it is just so widespread that most people even forget. We'll get into it right after this quick break. Today's episode is sponsored by ZocDoc. There's nothing worse than going to a doctor's appointment expecting to be the center of attention, and then your doctor seems like they have better things to do and better places to be. You're my doctor. Check out my mole, you know? But thankfully, ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them and treat almost every condition under the sun. Like the mole that I thought was a scary mole, but then I went to the doctor from ZocDoc, and he was like, this is a normal mole. You're literally fine. But listen, you can go to ZocDoc.com/mama and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/mama. ZocDoc.com/mama. You got a mole you need checked out? You need a doctor in a non-emergency setting? Like this is not if you got hit by a car or anything. Check them out. Because I checked out ZocDoc, and now my mole anxiety is gone. Okay, enough about my mole. Let's continue. I was scrolling through TikTok this morning, and a TikTok from the Paralympics, the official Paralympics, TikTok account came up in my video. It was this guy on a bicycle who only had his left leg, and he was pedaling, and the audio was like the cha-cha slide, you know, like in those like dance songs where it's like left, left, right, left. But they edited the audio, so it was only left, 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 as he was biking with just his left leg. And I thought that's fucking weird. That's a weird thing to do. Like, this guy probably doesn't even know that he's in this TikTok. He just consented to being recorded because obviously it's the Olympics. They're televised. And then the Paralympics gets the rights to those videos and that footage. But then they make that fucking video. And I thought, okay, maybe this is just a blunder on their end. You know, like brands love to be all quirky and act all unhinged on social media so they can be down to earth and relatable. And people comment, oh my gosh, I can't believe that Chili's just said Slay Queen, like stuff like that. But holy shit, this is way more widespread than I could have even fucking imagined. And I have pretty much concrete proof that they are just straight up making fun of disabled people on their TikTok account. And here's why. You go to the Paralympic TikTok account, and 9 out of 10 videos are these goofy ass, cartoon slapstick humor audios, playing fucking bonk sound effects, playing bop it sound effects on footage of people in the Paralympics literally just competing. For another example, there's these blind swimmers. I don't know if it was breaststroke. Listen, I'm a trained lifeguard. Can't remember a single fucking thing that you do with your arms in the water. But there was these swimmers. They were blind, and there's this contraption that they have in the Paralympics where when they get to the end of the lane, there's this kind of thing that comes down with a ball at the end that taps them to let them know that they are at the end of the lane, I guess. And the Paralympics TikTok account takes this footage of these things coming down and plays the fucking bop it sound on it. So they get to the end, and the thing comes down, and it goes bop it on these disabled people's heads. And I thought, okay, so this whole account, they're just doing it fucking terribly. Maybe they're also doing this on the regular Olympics account, and the social media manager just needs to be fired or something like that. No, the regular Olympics account is straight up. It's completely serious videos. It's all these inspirational clips of freaking someone running 500 meters and then like crying, or like this athlete taught himself how to play soccer by himself. And it's all these like very like the tone is so far different than the Paralympics account. There's almost no humor. And I'll give them this. There's like maybe 1 in 10 videos that uses like a TikTok trend or like a silly audio, but it is fucking nothing like the Paralympics account, where almost every single video is just a humorous audio over these Paralympians. And it's not like there's any like higher level of humor in the Paralympics versus the Olympics. They're the same basic events almost. The only difference is there's disabled people competing in it. So why the fuck are all the videos these like goofy, silly audios? And it's like, I wouldn't even I would think it's weird if they did it over even the regular Olympic footage, like clips. But the fact that they only do it over clips of disabled people. And let me just quickly say, like, when I say disabled people, that is such a huge spectrum. So many invisible disabilities, visible disabilities, and like thousands probably all combined into that one term. So it's a very broad term. And I want to be careful with how I use that, because I don't want to, like, I know every single disability has like different, they're so far different. Like, everyone knows that. But like the Paralympics kind of treats, I guess, I don't think I've ever watched the Paralympics, but it's like you have a lot of different disabilities all competing in like different events. So like you could be missing some limbs. I don't know what just fell above my head. You could maybe be an amputee and be competing in the same events as maybe someone that's blind, like things like that. So that like in itself was like, holy shit, like we are at a point where like straight up, not even brands, but like entire sports organizations thinks it's like okay to just make fun of disabled people, because all the comments in the TikTok fucking hive mind is commenting like the crying emoji. It's like the type of comments that people leave are the ones where they're like laughing at it, but like, you know, like it's wrong. Like they're like, oh my gosh, Paralympics, you didn't. Ha 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 ha. Like, why even fucking leave that comment? Like, obviously, here's the thing. Before we get into my other examples, it's like there is obviously so many people that will just be horrible people and make fun of disabled people. That has always been on the internet. But what I want to talk about is how this content is being like straight up fed to these types of people. We all know that like the TikTok algorithm is like finds what you like, whether it be interests or just like types of videos in general, and feeds you that. And what you see so fucking often is videos of disabled people literally just existing, and maybe they have a physical disability. What comes to mind is this one girl that I've seen on TikTok who has arms that look different than most people's arms. And all the comments are the most disgusting, vile things I have ever seen people type. Like, they're like describing what like they want this person to do with their arm in like the most nasty sexual ways. They're like joking about playing like ring toss with this person's arm. And then just like also like that's like the scary fucking horrible end of it. But like on the like lesser end, just like asking the most intrusive questions ever. And it's like a lot of the time you'll see these people on TikTok who are disabled that post videos, like disable the comments on a video that blows up. And then people will just like go flood all their other comments, be like, why'd you disable the comments? Like, fucking use your brain and figure out why. Because y'all are horrible people, literally like harassing someone for a way they were born. Like, oh my God, bro. And it's just like, it's so like normalized because like, you know, I really can't find like there's no justification for people fucking behaving like animals that way. But like, I don't know what it is. Like, people can't like find the empathy to realize that like some people are born with a little different than the way we are, and then they're like, oh yeah, let me just fucking make fun of them because of that. Are you kidding me? Like, it's so disgusting. And that is one side of it. Like, that's literally just one side of it, because TikTok itself has had ableist, I don't even know what to call it. Like they have been straight up ableist. Let me tell you why right now. In 2019, TikTok admitted that it suppressed videos made by disabled people. TikTok had like internal documents instructing its content moderators to suppress videos if the moderator thought that the person making it was disabled. Let's unpack that, because holy shit. The first time I found out about this was the YouTuber Mia Cole. She makes these amazing long videos about all sorts of topics, but she made one about TikTok. And when I heard about this, I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Like, how have people not like found out about this? It's fucking real. TikTok straight up would suppress videos by disabled people, and not just disabled people. They would suppress videos by, quote, queer people and fat creators. So, you know, shout out to TikTok for having some diversity there for once. But like, now this was like a method that they took to try and reduce bullying, but that's not how you stop bullying. You don't just fucking hide disabled people when they're just trying to exist. That's disgusting. What you do is stop your algorithm from feeding videos to people who are terrible. And it's not like TikTok doesn't know who is going to be horrible in comments. TikTok knows everything about you. They know all your interests, and they know that if you comment on videos of disabled people and you're commenting terrible things, they're going to feed you more of those videos. TikTok shouldn't just be suppressing videos of disabled people for everyone and just hiding them, but on one hand, having content moderation and like having an algorithm that knows when someone is leaving a horrible comment, which I'm no computer expert, but that can't be that fucking hard to figure out. It cannot be that hard to make an algorithm that knows when a comment is being horrible or ableist and then just removing the comment or somehow punishing that person. Why the fuck are you punishing the disabled person for making a video existing? Like, come on. It's like someone who was born 3 seconds ago, like, wrote this rule. It's so stupid. Just like just to be like as specific as possible, I'll read like straight up from this article in Slate so you can like hear it. TikTok admitted it after the German site Netzpolitik reported that TikTok asked moderators to watch 15-second videos and decide if the creator looked like the type of person others might want to bully. Holy fuck. If so, moderators were instructed to add flags to the accounts of these vulnerable users. These flags would stop their videos from being shown to audiences outside their home countries, and in some cases would even prevent their videos from appearing in others' users' feeds. A list of flagged users obtained by Netzpolitik included people with and without disabilities whose bios included hashtags like hashtag fat woman and hashtag disabled, or had rainbow flags and other LGBTQ identifiers. Bruh! They're like, they not only did they suppress people that they thought were disabled, they suppressed people who might not even had a single disability. Like, I have no fucking words for that, so I need to move on because I need to process that. Like, every time I just remember that like, that's the app that I just, like, started my career on. That's so great. Anyways, next I want to talk about, like, some examples of, you know, I want to, like, maybe divert a little bit from, like, the broad term of disabled people to maybe let's say like neurodivergent, because one person I want to talk about is World of T-Shirts. He has become this character on TikTok where, you know, the comments on his videos are very disgusting, which is very synonymous with the comments on a lot of disabled people's videos. But like, And there is a difference with World of T-Shirts because he's basically this creator that like lives in New York. And he's done like videos that are like quite frightening. Like he did a video just like beating a fish to death. Like just like put a fish on the concrete and like I think like bashed it to death with a brick or something. So like it's not like he's like literally just like doing a little dance or something and like hurting nobody. Like he did a video like licking the floor of like a subway train in New York. So like there's actions that he's done that are very questionable and I think are like, you know, but he's become this character in New York where people will like go up to him to like shove the TikTok app in his face and like try and record him doing something crazy and something silly. And this has even happened. I don't want to like say like what's going on with him really, but like he goes on these live streams and will just like drink a ton and like throw up on himself and will be like just walking around like clearly like inebriated, and people will come up to him and like still make videos with him and like kind of like taunting him or even like recording him from afar like doing something. It's like people basically treat him like a zoo animal, hoping he does like a little trick so they can like record it and put it on TikTok. That's like pretty much what it's come down to. And I don't know his full story. So like take that with a grain of salt. But like it's just so scary. Like disabled people will make videos showing their disabilities with pride, and instead of like people being educated by them or just like even moving along if they have nothing to say, they can comment the worst things ever and then be rewarded for it. And it's gross. It's so gross. We'll get into more of this right after this quick break. You are extremely unlikely to find medical advice from your group chat, but you will find good medical attention on ZocDoc. When you're not feeling your best and just trying to hold it together, finding great care shouldn't take up all your energy. That's where ZocDoc comes in. Using their free app that millions of users rely on, you can find the right doctor that meets your needs and fixes your schedule. Book an appointment with a few taps in the app and start feeling better faster with ZocDoc. Told you about my mole earlier. A little TMI for you. She's dealt with. She's gone. Thank you to my doctor, who I'm not going to name because it's my doctor and I'm gatekeeping my doctor. But I'm not gatekeeping ZocDoc, where I found my doctor. So check them out. You can go to ZocDoc.com/mama and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours, okay? ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun, okay? That's ZocDoc.com/mama, ZocDoc.com/mama. Let's continue. So what is the solution to this? It sure as fuck is not hiding disabled people from everyone like TikTok has tried to do in the past. And it's certainly not like making fun of people's disabilities on the Paralympic TikTok account. For the Paralympic TikTok account specifically, there's ways to make content about disabled people that isn't just like only in a goofy manner, like clearly making fun of the fact that they like appear different. There's so many other ways you can make content about disabled people. And also, you can make content with them. Like, why the fuck is every video like the social media manager just cowardly taking footage of the little swimming lane ball things, and like that's their video that they make? Like, make a video interviewing them. Like, I'm not trying to be like the fucking content strategist here, but like do something other than like just taking footage, adding silly sound effect, and then like running with it. Like, literally just fucking do what the regular Olympics account does, which is like celebrating their accomplishments and showing how they like are literally the best at whatever sport they do in the entire world. Why not do that? Why just show? Oh my God, it's so stupid. So, you know, there is definitely a better way to run the Paralympics TikTok account. Like, hire me as an intern. Like, I'll take over. I'll fucking find whoever's like making the videos now, give them a few slaps on the cheek, and then like steal the password. But like, what? It's insane. And I think whoever made the decision to start posting content for the Paralympics TikTok account like that probably was like enabled by like us just letting brands go too far with like the content that they post and like being brands as like personalities. That shit just needs to stop. It's so cringe. It's so fucking cringe. But on the other hand, just the overall environment that has been like created on TikTok where it feels to some people okay to make fun of disabled people. And that is like a very hard thing to tackle, because once you've created an environment where that's not punished, like it's hard to make that go away. It's very like closely related to like how like the R word, so many people, like, I didn't even know that was like as bad of a word as it is until I think I was like, I mean, I was quite young when I learned it, but like so many people like on TikTok will literally discover like in fucking 2023, they're like, hey, maybe we shouldn't say this like a literal ableist slur. And like there's all sorts of new ones that like I try and like be very mindful about that I also like more recently didn't know were very offensive. Like, for example, when people like say like, did I stutter? Like that is like a very commonly used word. But fucking imagine if you had a stutter. Like, obviously, say you say something. That's not really a stutter. A stutter is when you have a condition where it's like actually really difficult to, you know, maybe say like a full sentence. I don't exactly know how stutters work, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what a stutter is. Like, that's a condition. A stutter is not just like like messing up a word. So like I understood that and then I stopped saying it. But it's like there was such a environment where it was like normal to just like maybe say the R word. Like, oh my God, I remember playing Xbox like when I was younger, even like now, and you still hear it so much and it just flows so freely. So I don't know what TikTok can do now to even like remedy the situation, because there's things that they could have done 4 years ago when TikTok was starting to make sure that like horrific ableist language wasn't going to be allowed on TikTok. And that goes beyond like just banning swear words. Like, obviously you can't comment swear words or slurs. Like, it doesn't let the comment go by. So I'm sure like whatever genius at TikTok.com was just like, oh yeah, we'll just like ban the R word. And then like, I'm sure like disabled people will be completely fine and no one will find other like heinous ways to ridicule them when they're literally just making a video. Should be fine. So it's such a tricky situation, because like disabled people should never have to like hide themselves or B, their disability. Like, but being on TikTok, like I can't imagine being disabled and scrolling through and then you see a TikTok of someone else with a disability and you go to the comments and all of the people commenting are like commenting horrible things, making fun of their appearance, if it's like a physical disability or a visible disability, or like just being terrible in general. Like, that would scare me so fucking much, because I don't think that it's reflective of like how everyone is. Like, obviously I have no experience having like a visible disability, so I can never know what it's like, but that would be so scary to see like entire comment sections where like every single person is laughing at this disabled person. Like, that would make the real world feel very scary too. I would think that like that's what everyone is secretly thinking, like in the back of their minds, when I'm just like going about my day-to-day business, if people are this horrible online when someone is just minding their own business. So it's not like the effects of this are just on TikTok and then it like people just move on with their day. Like, this shit extends so far beyond social media or even the internet in general. And, you know, you see so many like attempts from like companies and brands and like social media companies specifically to like act inclusive. Like, I've seen TikTok like make I feel like I've seen ads of them like promoting creators that are disabled, which is a good thing to do. But to do that while letting ableism just run rampant on your app is very hypocritical, in my opinion. I think you need to, like, obviously uplift creators from all walks of life, but you also need to make sure that it's safe, that the actual product is safe for all walks of life. Because it's almost like how greenwashing, brands will be like, we're going carbon neutral by 2075 when the planet will already be a burnt crisp. And then, like, doing nothing about their actual, like, I think, oh my God, I think I just talked about this in, like, a previous episode, like, how Nestle is like, we are replanting trees, but, like, at the same time are, like, one of the biggest, like, deforesters. Like, shit like that is so performative, and it just allows these brands to basically get away with it because they don't have to actually be accountable to the harm that they're causing themselves. So I just basically, like, what I want the takeaway for you guys to be from this is to just be more aware of it. And, like, giving yourself some extra thought when you see a video that, and this goes beyond, like, laughing at, like, people who are disabled. Like, this is, like, anyone that, like, if you ever laugh at something and you think maybe deep down, like, I shouldn't be laughing at this, like, finding, like, humor in this, like, is harmful to someone, just rethink it. Think about, is there actually even any humor in that? Because there really isn't. There's no humor in a disabled person literally just existing, unless they're making a joke or something. Obviously, laugh at that, like, duh. But, like, don't make fun of people's fucking bodies. What are you? Anyways, just be fucking kind, please. I know all you mamas are kind, but if you know anyone that's not kind, try and correct them. And I know a lot of people are really stubborn when it comes to correcting, like, their behavior when it comes to things like this, but, you know, try, please. And with that all being said, we're going to read some drama, because this is Drama Mama, baby. All right, this week's drama comes from Raven Moss. She said, hello, Ben. Oh, and by the way, if you want me to read your drama on a future episode, just comment it down below in the YouTube video version of this. If you're a listener, come on down to YouTube. Leave a little comment. But Raven said, hello, Ben. My drama story has to do with what you said about forced negativity. My grandpa died, and I was MIA from school for a few days, and when I came back, I was distant, so my friend messaged me and said, hey, what's the matter? And I told her, and she had the audacity to say, oh my God, how can you be so sad and act like you were the only one who lost a loved one? Then karma hit, and she lost both her grandparents at once, and I didn't say anything because I was mad. She still claims to be my friend. What should I do? Okay, well, first of all, the way that she just said, like, how can you be so sad and act like you're the only one who lost a loved one? That's, like, a really terrible thing to say, because, like, it really does. When you're grieving, it doesn't matter how other people are taking it. Like, that's so stupid. And I think, like, some people are just, like, very bad at, like, consoling people and comforting people. Like, I've seen, like, so many TikToks of, like, people being like, I don't know what to do when someone cries in front of me. Like, do I laugh? Like, what do I do? So I think this might be what your friend is like, but doesn't excuse them just, like, invalidating you grieving. Like, first of all, I'm so sorry that you lost your grandparent. That sucks. But, like, you are fully valid to grieve at whatever pace you want. Like, you can be as ghost and as distant as you want. But, damn, like, that I wouldn't say that's karma, but, like, that is rough, like, to then lose both of your grandparents. I would say, like, I'm sure your friend probably now has, like, a new perspective on that. Definitely don't, like, rub it in their face or anything. Be like, so how does it feel? Like, no, don't do that. But, you know, you kind of have an opportunity to maybe, like, bond and get closer, and maybe in time they'll apologize because they now know what it's like to lose grandparents, and not one, but two. So, but also that is such a rude thing to say. Like, but yeah. If you want me to read your drama, and weigh in and give my 2 cents because I'm your therapist now. Please comment it. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time pronouncing words today. I love y'all so much, truly. I will see you next Wednesday. Take care. Band of the week, it's chill.